What's going on, guys? We're back out here in the garage, and today we're going to put in the distributor. The distributor sends the pulse down to your spark plug and creates a spark for your spark plug, and that ignites the gas and turns your engine over. So it's pretty important. It is also very important that you line up properly. The little guy on top here, that guy creates contact with the distributor cap, which I'll show you over there in a second, and sends the spark down to the spark plug. But it's very important that you line it up properly so that when the number one cylinder tries to explode, tries to ignite, you're sending spark to the number one cylinder, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so if you look on here, there's not a whole lot of markings. There's a gear down here that mates up with the camshaft down in the engine, and it spins. So that turning down there turns this up here, and it'll direct the spark. But this distributor goes in that hole right there, so we'll just drop it in there for now. Let it sit there while we talk. And we need to make sure that when this is cylinder 1, it's marked right here. Get some better light there for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So when number 1 is in top dead center, which means that the piston inside the cylinder is all the way up, so it's like about to come out. That's when you want the spark to happen, because that'll burst the gas mixture at the very top peak, and it'll send the piston back down with a bunch of force, and that is where you get your power from. So, a couple ways to do this. The first way would have been to be smart when you take this out and mark it, but I didn't do that. So, I'm going to do it the other way. If you take out the spark plug over here on cylinder number 1, I already have them all out because I was doing some other work, but take your spark plug out, and you can actually just put your thumb over the hole, and with your other hand, you're going to have to crank your main bolt here, and this is on your crankshaft. So I have been using a torque wrench, just because I can reach down in there, and it's got a big socket on it. I don't even know what it is, 5/8 maybe. 15/16. Yeah, 5/8, real small. Anyways, you crank that over, and you wait till you start feeling pressure with your thumb, because as the cylinder moves, as the piston moves up the cylinder, it's going to start compressing the air and pushing it out that little hole that you got your thumb on. So you'll feel the air coming out. And then what you want to do is look down here. This is your harmonic balancer, this guy, specifically this back bit. And on this one, I have a white mark from previously marked location. I didn't mark it, but it was there when I got the truck. There it is. There's a little white mark. So I've already gone around, but let me just go around one more time so you can see what I mean. So what I'm doing right now is actually turning over the crankshaft of the engine, which is actually moving the pistons inside. So it should be, there it is. All right. So we've got this little line here, and we want to line that up with this little marker. And once that's aligned with the marker, at the same time that you're feeling air come out the hole, then you're at top dead center for number 1. Because you have to meet both the criteria, because it's a 4-stroke engine, so it does compression, ignition, power, and exhaust, or whatever. So it's a 4-stroke engine, so you got to make sure that you're on the correct stroke when you fire the spark plug. So right now, since I went around again, I'm actually going to have to go back a whole revolution when I put this back in, but I wanted to show you that mark. So we'll align that mark with this notch, with this little marker, at the same time that we're feeling air come out the hole, and that'll be top dead center. Now I also cheated a little bit. I have one of those snake cameras here, and you can feed that down in the spark plug hole, and it'll show you that you are at top dead center, but you don't need it. Alright, so I turned back my engine here, so we got the line marked with the marker. I did feel the air coming out, and now we got to put in the distributor in a way that fits down. So, pull this out again. This gear here meshes with a gear down in that hole that we can't see, but it's driven by the motor. And so what we want to do, I've put assembly lube on this, a couple points here, just to make sure that it's all protected when you start running the engine. And I'm doing this because this engine hasn't been started up in a while, so the oil is not flowing everywhere, and I want things to be protected the first couple times I start it up. So I know from taking it out that this little vacuum bit here was facing this way, and that'll allow me to set this in there properly. Alright, it took a little bit of wiggling to get it down in there, but it's in there now, and you can see down here we've kind of mated up that little gasket with the intake manifold. So that's in there. And you can see that now this won't really turn because it's connected to the engine. So if I were to turn the engine or turn over that harmonic balancer down there, this would turn. And that's good to see. So I suppose we'll show you. All right, we're on there, and we see it moving. Very good, very good. All right, so we saw the distributor move, but if you're following along at home to help install your own distributor, do not do that just yet. Otherwise, you will have to reset back to that line. So I moved it back. The reason we got to move it back is because now that this is locked into a position and we have the first cylinder on top dead center, we got to put the cap on. So this is the cap. Looks like a crown, you know. And inside here, you can see there's all these little metal contacts. So those little metal contacts get hit by this portion of the distributor. And so when that spins around, it makes contact with each one of these 8 metal contacts and sends the spark down the spark plug wire. Now this only goes on one way. I've got a notch on the front because it goes over this little screw. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay, it's on there like that. Now I've cheated because I already installed this once before, but I wrote 1 and 2. When I crank the engine over in the proper direction, that little piece inside spins in a counterclockwise rotation. It spins this way. So this is just going to help me know it goes from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, you know, etc. So that's going to be helpful when we actually run the spark plug wires from the cap to the spark plugs. But how do I know that this one is number 1? This is already lined up with the number 1 cylinder. So basically, and I could have pointed this somewhere else. It could be pointed back that way, but my number 1 would change because this cap only goes on this way. So what I did was, if you take the cap off real slow, you can see that it's already pointing at this kind of spear of the crown of the cap, right? Now, if it were facing that way, the cap still goes on this way, but maybe it's pointed at this guy back here, in which case that would be my number 1 cylinder spark plug wire. But it's this way, so we know that's how it goes. We're going to put it on like that, and then it just snaps on. We got this guy. Yeah. Alright, I'll have to do 2 hands with that. But this guy snaps up on there, and then there's one in the back that snaps on, and then your cap is on. Now you can advance and retard the timing of the cylinder. So that means you're going to either be sparking the spark plug earlier or later than top dead center, depending on what you want to do. Most of the time, you want to be advancing because it does take the fuel mixture a little bit of time to burn. So you want to be sparking it and getting it on fire before it gets to top dead center so you can do maximum pushback. So we're going to advance and retard the timing by actually twisting the distributor. So if I take the cap off again, we can see that we're moving this body, but our piece here that's actually driven by the camshaft inside, the one that's connected to the engine and to the piston, that's not moving. So we are saying, like, let's say right now it would spark right here on the distributor, but I want to move it. I want it to be slower or something, you know. So I'll twist it this way. So boom, earlier it was hitting here, but now at the same time it's hitting here. So I've created a little bit of gap. So I can change the timing by twisting this a little bit. So we'll leave that guy now. Now, the last part of putting on the distributor, other than the handy-dandy spark plug wires, is putting on the little clamp so that it doesn't rotate when you set the timing. So this clamp and this screw, but I'm going to leave that there for now. Now, I just cleaned this off. It was real rusty. It's nice and shiny metal now, but I gotta paint it so it doesn't get rusty again. This will just go down in there with that little guy. So let's see if we can push that in there. Yeah, it'll sit something like that. And that clamps around the base of the distributor when I screw it down and tighten it. And it'll hold it in place so it doesn't move. So basically all that movement I was just showing you about advancing and retarding the timing like this. Once we set it, we'll tighten down the screw that holds the clamp, and then it won't move anymore. Alright, hopefully that wasn't too terrible of a video. It was a little hard to get in there with one hand and do all the things with one hand. But hopefully that kind of helped you out a little bit. Just remember, set your number 1 cylinder to top dead center, put your distributor in, and then when you put your cap on, just note which little pillar it's aiming at, and that's going to be your number 1 spark plug wire. And then you can work from there. You can put the wires wherever you want. Just make sure that they go in the proper firing order. So the distributor will run around in the circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, you know, your firing sequence might be like 1, 3, 6, 7, 5, 4. You know, it's on the engine. You're going to have to find that out by yourself. Mine is stamped on the intake manifold. But yeah, just be sure to route the wires properly. Otherwise, you'll get sparks in spots you don't want, and then things might happen poorly for you. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope that helped you a little bit. Consider subscribing if you really want to, you know, because that helps me out and it lets me know that what I'm doing is helping you out. So, see you next time.